Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can integrate lists with functions. Lists are very important in Python, and being able to integrate them with function is a game changer. Integrating your list with functions will allow you to create more modular, reusable, and organized code. And because your function can accept list as parameters, it can operate on them and return another list if that is what you want. So we are going to be looking at different case studies that can be helpful for us. The first one we are going to be talking about is passing lists as arguments. You can pass a list to a function just like every other argument. For example, look at this function. You have this function def, and the name of the function prints fruits. It takes an argument that is a list of fruits, and then it says for fruits in fruits, print fruit. So with this, you can put your function fruit list, and if you call this function print fruits, then it can print the fruits for you. And you can also modify a list in function. And that is because functions have the ability to modify the list arguments they receive. And let's see how you can do that. Let's assume you have this function to add fruits. And in this function of adding fruits, you have a list of fruits and you have the fruits that you want to add. So if we look at it, it will now be fruits.append fruits. And let's see how this function works. Let's assume that you have this list of fruits which contains apple and banana, but then you want to add cherry to the list. You can go to the function add fruits. You add your function fruit and the new function you want to add. And if you run this, you can see that your new functions and your new fruits, cherry, has been added to the list. And one thing I want you to take note is that the new fruit that you add is going to be the last on the list. Let's see how you can return lists from a function. Look at this function. This function gets even numbers, n. And this is how it works. Even number, I for I in the range of n if I divided by 2. If I when divided by 2 returns 0. And then return even numbers. And how are we going to do that? You can call the function get even numbers for 10. And then this function is going to print 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Although 0 is not supposed to be an even numbers, but you can always modify your code if you don't want that, if you don't want 0 to be part of it. But one thing I want us to get from it is that we are able to return a list of even numbers. How can you work with a nested list? You can have a list inside a list. As you can see for this function that prints matrix, for row in matrix, for item in row prints. And if you look at it, you can see that this will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will print that matrix. And that is you having a nested list within this function. You can also have a list comprehension inside a function. And how does that work? This function of square of x return x raised to power x. But if you have this number, you can have squared numbers, square x for x in numbers, and then you can print squared numbers. And if you look at the way it works, you have this list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then inside that squared numbers, you have square x. So this square x is the function, and you can print these squared numbers. Using map function, you can as well use map function. The map function allows you to apply a function to every item of an iterable like a list. And with that, you can return another map object, that one that you call the iterator. Let's assume you have, let's assume here you have number equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have your squared number equals to map of square and numbers. What you can do is you can print list of squared numbers. And if you do that, you can use this function. This function here is what you are mapping to this. And you can use it to get this list of squared numbers. And if we run it, you will get the output. Oh, okay. Why is that not coming out? Okay, I think it's because we've not run this. We need to run this first before we run this. So because these squared numbers is what we assign a variable here. So with this, you can one thing I want us to take away from here is that you can integrate list with function, and when you do that, you can significantly enhance the flexibility of your code. It helps you to have a clean code that is reusable, that is modular, and understanding this will also help you on the overall in the way you apply, in the way you use Python for data analysis. Please let us spend time with it, look at it. If you have any question or comments, feel free to get in touch and I'm going to be happy to help you. Thank you very much for your time watching this video and I would see you in the next video.